Saying the right thing in a job interview won't necessarily get you the job, but it can definitely help keep your interview on track so you avoid disaster. Now today, I want to share with you my top 5 list of the best things you should consider saying in a job interview. And I say consider because you should only say things in an interview that make sense to you, not just because I suggested it. So before we get started, only a small percentage of people that actually watch my videos are subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. So let's hit my top 5 list of things to say in a job interview. Number 1. Always ask your interviewer good questions. And don't just ask questions for the sake of asking questions or because someone on the internet told you to. It's important that you ask meaningful questions that will help you decide whether you want to work there or not. And by using that mentality as a rule of thumb, then all your questions will likely be good ones while showing your interviewer that you're genuinely interested in working for them. Now, I have some examples of these on page 99 in this guide that you can get from jobinterviewtools.com. Now, next up is number 2. Be flexible no matter what it's about. Job duties, start dates, weekend hours, or, setting up a second interview. Just say yes. Don't make their job difficult. You want to be as accommodating as possible. Because if you start telling them, no, I can't do this, no, I can't do that, then they're going to assume that if they were to hire you, you're going to be the kind of person that disagrees a lot. But when it comes time to negotiate salary, don't be a pushover. And don't be impossible to deal with either. Okay, let's move on here to number 3. Use their own words as much as possible. As you read through the job description, become familiar with their choice of industry buzzwords or language and use those in your interview. Weave those words or their style of language into the fabric of your conversation. And when they start hearing their own words coming out of your mouth, they'll start to think that, you're one of them. Now, it also shows that you understand them and their needs, and this all helps build rapport, which leads to, them making you an offer down the road. Okay, let's move on here to number 4. Compliment them when you don't know what to say. And here's what I mean by that. Everyone loves a compliment. I love a compliment. You love a compliment. So when they ask you a question that you don't know the answer to, instead of saying, I don't know, say, hey, that's a good question. And then tell them to give you a minute and you'll give them an answer. Do as much as you can to avoid saying, I don't know, because that doesn't look good. All right, let's move on here to number 5, the last one. Let them know that you want the job. And don't keep this a secret. Most candidates just assume the employer thinks, you're interested, but it's important for you to verbally express your interest in their company and products because it separates you from everyone else. And tell them how you see yourself fitting into their organization and why it means something to you, to work for them. Try to connect that to a personal reason. It makes it even stronger. And when you adopt this methodology or this framework in your job interviews, it's going to humanize you. And it shows them that, well, you're a real living person with a mind of your own, with a career, a family, and personal goals. Not one of the masses, not one of the countless people who are just out looking for a job, but a real person. And that's you. And you might even ask them, for the job at the end of the interview, but, only if it makes sense and you feel that that's the next logical step. Do this and you will find more employers who want to hire you. All right, my friend, that is all I have for you today to help you go a little bit farther in your interview. In addition to the interview guide here that I mentioned earlier in the video, one of the things you might want to try is this top 10 guide. This has the top 10 most common questions in it, and you can get this from jobinterviewtools.com/top10. It's got some great questions that you might want to ask your interviewer. I think it's got about 13 of them, and it goes into some other questions about, tell me about yourself, why do you want to work here? And it's going to help you verbalize your answers a little better, make you sound more human. All right, my friend, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. And subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye now.